Hello to you. My name is Maria Kądzielska and this is Poland Daily Culture. And this series of episodes is dedicated to all lovers of Polish literature because we will be talking today about the masterpiece called The Doll of Bolesław Prus. And here with me is Julia Wilde, a PhD candidate at Warsaw University in English literature.
Thank you.
And since, well, you are an expert in literature, and you are also a fan of the doll, and the doll was considered, for example, by Czesław Miłosz, so our Nobel Prize winner, the greatest novel ever written in Polish language. And it's not a single opinion of a one author, but I would say many people share it, because it is really fascinating, gripping, and it's already, I would say, generations read the doll. Tell me why this book is so important in Polish culture.
I think that there are so many reasons for it, because it's about all things that are interesting for people, because it's about love, about making money, about great passions, but also about inventions. So we can see this clash of ideas, of people, of different social groups. It's really fantastic. And what is also very special is the way Prus develops every single character, even the
people in the background who are not important.
Yes, exactly, and everyone has their own dialect, so the way they speak, it's very distinctive and very interesting.
So he captured also like a Polish language from the 19th century of the aristocrats, but also of the commoners and the middle class and the Germans and the Jews. Like, it's a fabulous portrait also of Warsaw.
Yes, exactly. It's a panorama of society of Warsaw of the time, and it's fantastic, fascinating, and you can see it from so many angles, from so many perspectives, that it's truly amazing, because we can see those impoverished aristocrats, not only impoverished, but aristocrats, and we can also see the poor people who are starving, let's say.
Yes, in just a few blocks away from
Yes.
From super rich people who are just visiting museums, and Wokulski's struggles. The main character, Stanisław Wokulski, who I would say is an alter ego of Prus himself.
To some extent, yes, I think so. Yes, and what's very interesting about him is that he's we could say a liminal character, so it means that he's somewhere in between. He doesn't belong anywhere, and that's why he's so fascinating and tragical at the same time.
Maybe also because he's like us, because when we are reading the book, we don't belong anywhere. We don't belong to the aristocrat, we don't belong to the poor, like, because we are from the future, and he's kind of in the middle as well. I would say, and he wants to achieve more. He wants to help, to change the society and change the circumstances of those people. But also, of course, he wants to achieve a personal happiness, as every one of us would like to. And this personal happiness is love to Madame Isabella.
Yes, exactly. I think she's one of the most, not even controversial, but hated characters in Polish literature, Polish prose.
Exactly, because we all love Wokulski for his honesty, for his bravery and strong character.
Yes.
And Isabella is, of course, he's jealous and he's selfish. I mean, she's not jealous, she's selfish, first of all.
Terribly selfish, yes.
But also, let's say a little bit about the plot. So the audience, those people who didn't read the doll and should read it anyway.
Of course.
Everyone, even those who hate the doll, if they hate it, because there is this moment.
They need to have a reason,
exactly,
right, to hate it. But it's impossible to hate doll. It's perfect.
But so the plot is the fact that a man Stanisław Wokulski, who we learn about him in the 3rd chapter, because at first we personally meet him in the 1st chapter as a reader, because at first he is described by gossips.
Exactly, right.
Which is also an amazing tool of, because it's a suspense, we're waiting for him. Who is he? Because the people are talking about him all the time, and we haven't seen him yet.
Yes, it's fascinating, and it's like in real life, right? That we learn about someone who is fascinating and intriguing, and we want to meet them, and we are waiting because we've heard so much about them, right?
Yes.
It's very natural, it's very realistic.
Exactly. So we already get we are intrigued by him before it even happens. And then, of course, Stanisław Wokulski is a man who made it, he's a hardworking man, because he has a shop which he inherited after his late wife, who passed away, being much older than him, and she wanted to be beautiful for him, and she put some kind of cream on herself,
yes,
which poisoned her.
Yes, it's funny and it's terrible at the same time. So I really like these pieces where you can see this dark humor and this irony of
And
Prus,
of course,
right?
no one sympathized with her in the book, because we barely know her, but we know this ridiculous story about her.
Yes.
But that's a first source of money for Wokulski, who wanted to be a scientist before as a child, but because of the circumstances he needed to work. So he has a shop, and then he sees Isabella in the theater.
Yes, where he goes after his wife died. And what's also interesting, and I think it's very important for the character, is that he took part in the uprising against Russian Empire in the 1863, and it changed his mindset forever, and it made him a bit bitter maybe, but at the same time it made him the positivist.
Exactly, from the romantist.
Yes, exactly.
And we will wrap up at this moment and continue in the next episode what happened later and what are all connections and reasons to portray Wokulski like this. If you haven't read Lalka, so the doll, you have to do it, because it's a masterpiece. And thank you very much for being with us.